Today, I'm going to show you why the definition of words is so important. NARAL, which claims to be the oldest pro-abortion lobbying group in America, tweeted this week, and I quote, "The anti-choice movement can trace its roots back to a movement steeped in white supremacy. And so many of these anti-choice extremists have a history of violent misogyny and white supremacy. Anti-choice extremists and white supremacists are one and the same," end quote. Okay, so first of all, do they even hear themselves? Let's not forget the roots of the abortion movement in the United States. The root of the abortion movement was eugenics. Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, which was originally named the American Birth Control League, spoke in favor of eugenics that specifically targeted babies in poor families, or babies born to people with disability, or black babies. She called them human weeds. Sanger also gave a speech to the KKK. In other words, the abortion movement is literally rooted in white supremacy. And honestly, it hasn't shunned that legacy since. Abortions are still committed against black babies at astronomical rates compared to white babies to this day. That's the first thing. Here's the second thing. This is very important. A tweet like that, accusing pro-lifers of being one and the same with white supremacists, those were their words, anti-choice extremists and white supremacists are one and the same, is all part of the radical leftist effort to define anything and anybody who challenges radical leftist ideology as a white supremacist. This is what happens, by the way, when we as a society allow the left to redefine words, whether it's the definition of man and woman, or the definition of right and wrong, or the definition of a person versus a clump of cells, or the definition of hate and violence and speech. Make no mistake, the radical left's effort to redefine words was never about inclusiveness. No. This is about excluding anybody who challenges the radical leftist ideology. For example, just this week alone, Salesforce has restricted the RNC from using their products. The hugely popular firearm forum, AR15.com, was pulled offline and not given a reason why. Deutsche Bank reportedly will no longer do business with Donald Trump. And Forbes says companies should refuse to hire Trump administration officials or else face society's wrath. Why? Every single instance of discrimination aimed at conservatives is based on a label the left has stamped on our foreheads, redefining words like conservative or pro-life or pro-gun or even Trump supporter and pretending that those words actually mean hate and violence, which in the minds of the left makes people who identify with any of those words worthy of social ostracization. These aren't the only examples either. Democrat Senator Ron Wyden claims that we need unity following the 2020 presidential election. But he says basically, all we need to do to achieve unity is make Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico states and mandate universal mail-in voting. And then, he says, unity will reign. You can see what he's doing. He is redefining the word unity to serve his pre-existing political agenda. There's a million examples of this, but it all boils down to this. Radical leftists can't find actual hate, actual discrimination on a widespread enough basis in the conservative movement, so they literally had to make it up. They made up new definitions for words that already have meaning so that when you say, "Could I have a slice of bread, please?" they can gasp in horror that you said you hate black people. Words matter. Do not let the left redefine words and obliterate objective truth, or else we'll be the ones canceled for things we didn't do and didn't say.